Accordingly, I met her on the 11th of August 2014 at Karthik Gowda's Sanjay Nagar residence. During the meeting, I told her about my marriage to her son. She did not comment or give her reaction during my conversation with her. Sometime later, two friends of Karthik Gowda, Gautam and Kushal, met me and said that Karthik would not marry me. They also warned me not to create any nuisance and also told me not to discuss the issue with anyone. On the 27th of August 2014, I called up Karthik Gowda at 2 a.m. to wish him on his birthday. It was on that day that I came to know from a private channel about his engagement. As Karthik Gowda and his family are politically well connected and affluent, my family and I seek police protection. Here are the important dates and time where the incidents took place. 1. We both met at the Godrej apartment number 1602 on the 20th of June 2014 and July 16th, 2014. We met on the evening of July 30th, 2014 at Karthik Gowda's residence. We met several times at Sky Bar, Country Club and Turf Club. Well, that was the complaint letter, quite graphically describing what exactly had happened over the last 3 months that has forced the complainant to seek police's assistance in solving her personal problem. Now she has gone on to request the family of D.V. Sadananda Gowda to accept her as their daughter-in-law, as Karthik has merely come under the influence of his family members. This is what she has gone on to claim. She has also requested that they accept her as their daughter-in-law and that she will be a very good daughter-in-law to their family. Well, several politicians reacted on the matter. Let's listen.
First and foremost, this seems to be an era of competitive expose. You have an allegation for which you have a counter allegation. I think it's important for law to take its own course. As far as BJP goes, we don't have any reaction. This is a personal matter and there is no misappropriation of anyone in public life. So I don't think this question can be answered by us.
देखिए, अगर कोई महिला कह रही है कि इसने मेरा रेप किया है और जरूर रेप के साथ या तो वायदे किए होंगे कि मैं शादी करूंगा, तो मैं सोचती हूँ कि इसकी पूरी इंक्वायरी होनी चाहिए। और ऐसा नहीं है कि अगर गौड़ा साहब सरकार में हैं तो पुलिस केस को इग्नोर करे। मैं समझती हूँ कि अगर ऐसे एलिगेशंस हैं तो प्रॉपर इंक्वायरी होनी चाहिए। और अगर लड़के को जब पता था कि उसने ऐसा किया है, मुझे लगता है लड़की से कोई वायदे किए होंगे तो लड़की ने सोचा होगा कि ठीक है शादी कर लेगा बाद में। लेकिन जब उसकी सगाई और ये सब हो रही है तो लड़की को साफ नजर आ रहा है कि अब मेरे साथ कुछ नहीं हो सकता, मुझे न्याय मिलना चाहिए। तो मैं सोचती हूँ लड़की को न्याय देने के लिए पुलिस को प्रॉपर इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर।
Just the marriage occurred in his house in front of God, just with two of them being present, and post which she claims that, or she alleges that there was a sexual intercourse against her wish, and that is which meant that it is a case of rape. She also states that she has come back to Bangalore, and post which they had sexual intercourse a number of times, and she claims also writes her name as well as identify herself as Mrs. Karthik Gowda. And there is a case that has been taken up under section 376 of IPC and section 420 of IPC, that is for rape and cheating, and investigation is taken up by the local officers. Thank you.
Well, that was Police Commissioner Amin Reddy, who went on to state that the complaint has been filed, and another startling revelation that he made was that the victim identifies herself as Mrs. Karthik Gowda. She still identifies herself as the wife of Karthik Gowda, despite all the developments, despite her police cases against Karthik Gowda that she has filed. And she continues to claim that she is the wife of Karthik Gowda and that the family of D.V. Sadananda Gowda should accept her as their daughter-in-law. Let's listen to what Home Minister KJ George had to say in this regard.
ನೋಡಿ ಅದೊಂದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಮೈತ್ರಿ ಅವರು. ಆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟು ನಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಗೇಷನ್ ಆಫೀಸರು ಅದನ್ನು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಗೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಕಾನೂನು ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಕ್ರಮ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಗೇಷನ್ ಆಫೀಸರಿಗೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು. ನಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಮಧ್ಯಪ್ರವೇಶ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಗೇಷನ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ಗೆ ಫ್ರೀ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅವರು ಕಾನೂನಿನ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಕ್ರಮ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ನೋಡಿ, ಯಾರದೇ ಕೈವಾಡ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ನ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಗೇಷನ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೂ ಮಧ್ಯಪ್ರವೇಶ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾರ್ದು ಕೈವಾಡ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ.
ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಅಷ್ಟು ಕೆಳಮಟ್ಟದ ರಾಜಕಾರಣವನ್ನು ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆ ರೀತಿ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ದಂಥ ಪಕ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾರೇ ಆರೋಪ ಮಾಡೋದೇನಿದೆ ಅದು ಸೂಕ್ತವಾದದಲ್ಲ. ಯಾರೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅವರ ಘನತೆಗೆ ತಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲ.
मैं चुप नहीं रहे, वो तो बचाव कर रहे हैं अपने लड़के का को निर्दोष बता रहे हैं. तो अब तो एफआईआर हो गया है तो जांच होगी. वो कह रहे हैं, हम अपनी तरफ से उसमें कुछ नहीं कह रहे हैं. हमारा सिर्फ इतना कहना है कि उनसे पूछना है, बीजेपी के लोगों से, उनसे भी नहीं, कि इस तरह की चीजें लव जिहाद की श्रेणी में आती हैं कि नहीं आती.
देखिए, रेप, हत्या जैसे जघन अपराधों में द सुप्रीम कोर्ट हैज गिवन एन interim order regarding heinous crime like rape and dacoity and murder. He is the son of a very prominent minister. He may be successful in finishing the evidences. Therefore, Mr. Gowda must be asked to resign until and unless there is not a free and fair process.
If he has committed any crime, law will take its own course. But it is unfortunate if a son of a cabinet minister is involved in such a heinous crime. It is a strict action should be taken against him.
See, nobody is above law, whether it be a railway minister's son or whether it be a relative of the Prime Minister. Under law, everyone is equal, so law should take its own course. They should investigate, and if he is found guilty, he should be punished.
Well, there we have it, several reactions coming in connection to the complaint that was filed by the Sandalwood actress against Kartik Gowda, who is the son of TV Sadananda Gowda. In her complaint, that the actress has gone on to state that she was forced into the marriage, she was forced to have sex, and now she's been abandoned by Kartik Gowda. In her complaint copy, she has gone on to mention specific details and specific dates as to what happened between her and Kartik Gowda, that now she is demanding justice. We have a caller joining us. We have Deepika, who joins us from HAL. Yes, Deepika, what do you have to say?
I feel it's quite pre-planned because the girl is not so reactive regarding this allegation and she's quite calm. But on the other side, if you see, Congress people rave towards this issue and they demand DV Sadananda Gowda sir's resignation. And if you see on the other side, CM Siddaramaiah sir, before his concern is asked, he is so reactive to this matter. But before this, if you see the previous case where the journalists were beaten black and blue, he didn't react towards it. But if you see in this case, he shows his interest too much. I think this is quite pre-planned here and there somewhere. And this girl, if she's got so much of proof towards this Kartik Gowda, why she's not coming out with the proof? She's taking more than a day to show that she's innocent in this matter. So I feel this is quite pre-planned. Because the girl's family is quite calm. If you see the other side, people are raising, that is from the Congress side, people are raising towards DV Sadananda Gowda sir. But somewhere it feels like it is pre-planned to spoil the image of this person.
Right. Thank you, Deepika, for sharing your opinion with us. Well, you too can tell us what you think about this entire fiasco. Call us on 080-223-60303 or 04. And you can call us or text us and tell us what you think about this entire issue. But truly shocking there. TV Sadananda Gowda, who for long prided his clean image, is now riddled in a controversy. Or rather, his son is riddled in the controversy after his son is accused of cheating a sandalwood actress in the name of marriage. It is said that he forced to get a marriage upon her because she refused to entertain him without having the guarantee of marriage, after which they tied the ceremonial knot at his residence in front of his deity in his house in Mangalore. The incident took place on the 5th of June, and on the 25th of July, Kartik stopped responding to the actress's calls. He stopped calling her. He did not react to any of her advances. And just yesterday, the victim learned of the fact that he had been engaged to another woman, and she was completely taken aback because she believed that she was already married to him and that they were husband and wife. Well, the complaint copy has been fairly detailed, in which she has mentioned the first time that she met him was on the 8th of April at the Cafe Coffee Day outlet in Sanjay Nagar. After this meeting, Kartik continued to speak to her over the phone, is what she's gone on to state, after which their friendship turned into love. Kartik even promised to marry her and forced her to marry him because he threatened her with dire consequences if he rejected his if she rejected his proposal, is what she claims. And once she was forced to accept it, he took her to Mangalore and tied the rudimentary turmeric thread around her neck in front of the family deity, and only the driver was present. The family members of both the individuals involved in the supposed marriage were not present. When they returned to Bengaluru, it is said that he raped her 4 times, as the sexual liaison was against her wish, but he enforced it upon her, thereby amounting to rape. She's also mentioned the places where they had involved in a sexual relationship. It was at the Godrej apartment that is owned by Kartik Gowda's father, D.V. Sadananda Gowda, and the incident took place on the 20th of June and 16th of July.